Welcome back, guys, to the Yu-Gi-Oh channel. We're going to start this off by saying we have an announcement that we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving out a Starlight Teller of the Fairy Tales for our first, first of many giveaways to commemorate us, starting back, getting back into this, and really hitting Yu-Gi-Oh pretty hard here as we get ready for Nats and whatnot. So the way you enter is just go ahead, like the video, comment literally anything. And here in a little bit, when we start going, getting our first, full locals event going through, we'll go ahead and select a random winner. We'll do our wheel. We'll do all that. But for now, enjoy me and Carlos going at it, just kind of testing out the new setup. As you guys see, we're no longer doing the overhead. We're doing a POV cam. This is mainly going to be used for my commentary videos, so you guys can see what I'm doing and going through. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. First, Carlos won the die roll. He's better. And he sets 2. So we're obviously winning this game. But right now we have 2 primary pushes. We have normal Alara, and then we have Raider's Effect to pop the card in my hand. So I go for normal Alara to set a Drastia here to really get the ball rolling. I'm hoping one of those is Fallen in the Virtuous, so when I go equip to Alara, and then I go effect to rank up, he pops it. If he pops the Alara there, it's 2 cards for 1, and it trades pretty well. He has Eclipse, so that feels bad. Here, I find out that if it's equipped and it gets flipped face down, it just goes to grave, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I go Raiders here. Raiders Effect to pop the Doomz. I think I'm still in a fine spot. Fallen in the Virtuous, right? Sucks to suck, but hey, what are you going to do? So he goes ahead and he pops the Raiders. Unfortunate. I have no place, and we draw Fua. And I don't have a way to get the body off board, so we ball. Anyways, he draws for turn. He's reading what I'm, or he was going to read what I was doing. I'm just telling him if it's destroyed or summoned, I can set a spell card that is Doomz in the name. He thinks about here for a second about what to do. I'm thinking about how I get this Fua out of my hand because it's annoying me. And then he just scoops it up because he can't play through it. Which is what it is. I show him, I'm like, yeah. I was telling him that I wanted to pop the Raiders. I think in that scenario, I start with Raiders to pop the Doomz because I don't think anybody stops just a Raiders by itself, especially to pop to some. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe it didn't matter the order it did it in. But all that being said, here we go again. He's going to power shuffle because he bricked pretty hard this time around, but, excuses. Just kidding. But yeah, that was game 1. Also, let us know what kind of videos you guys want to see, like what decks you want to see. I can do a deck list of mine. Carlos can do his Artmage deck profile if you guys want to see those. I know mine's a little different. Carlos's may be a little bit different too. So, if there's other decks you also want to see us play, just let us know. I'll play whatever we got cards of for sure. So we go ahead and start game 2. I'm going second here. Just drawing Destruction really sucks. We're not siding too. We just wanted to do a couple of games before we had to leave. But he starts with the field spell, and that tells me he's playing the Artmage Power Patron stuff, which is really rough because that field spell is nasty. For those of you who don't know, you can call a name in the deck that's Artmage or Medius the Pure. You can discard a spell or trap, search that card. And he plays a lot of spells and traps. He likes to call it. Oh my god. I wasn't paying attention, as you can tell, because I was getting rid of something that was inside my sleeve for my card. But here in a second, I'm going to freak out because I see Black Lotus Laughs in the grave, which can really shut down a huge primary push. Yeah, you see me freak out and reach over and read it, because I know it has 2 effects, the field and grave effect. But it can shut down, like, if I go effect to rank up into Dictatoress, and he goes and he calls Dictatoress, well, then I'm really screwed out of the entire effect, which basically that card can trade with pretty much 2. But as long as roll call can get started, he has full combo here. So now I'm thinking about what I can do to kind of mitigate. But with Destruction in my hand and only a couple of pushes, hopefully I draw another one, but we'll see. We'll let him combo off for a bit. I'll describe the Artmage cards very briefly, just because I kind of remember what they do. Glafera, when he searches, he can search a spell, which isn't really the best because their spells are okay. One can search Medius, which I think is Assault, which is the one he sets. There's one I think it's send something to grave or something like that. I don't remember. It's a whole lot of. They all do the same thing, just with different kinds of cards. One's spells, one's traps, one's monsters. But yeah. Oh, excuse me, guys. Here you go. Search Medius, normal summon Medius. Medius effects summon a Power Patron, which I found out can be the big ones because they're obviously labeled as Power Patron cards, which is good. Nerva, the one that he just summoned, is really, really good. It can summon the fusion guy, using himself as a fusion material, which says anytime you activate an Artmage card, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls by changing that effect. Very good. But anyways, he goes effect. What is he doing? Oh, so he's going into non-finito. You just need to get rid of a monster and a spell. Discard a spell. Set a monster in the grave to summon that. Oh, excuse me, guys. To summon that guy, which can set a trap or spell. And then the Nerva that's sent to grave can summon the other Nerva. The card he just set is a counter trap that says as long as you control a Artmage fusion monster, you can activate it even the turn it was set, and it's a counter trap for a monster effect, which is not good. Then he goes into Dictatoress, which is an Omni Negate as long as he has 3 types on the field that are different, which he does. Puts me a little bit of in a bind here. With my current hand, the thing that I need to stick the most, in my opinion, is the normal summon. So I'm going to go through as many spells as I can and try to get them all to stick, so I can still kind of play. He's thinking where to go next, it seems. Might just be Cross Sheep, I think. He was going to let me read it, but I just want to make sure that it was the fusion monster that had to be on the field. Which it does. It needs it because it has to banish the fusion monster, and it returns during the end phase. But he goes ahead and grabs the. It's a trap card. It's the only card he doesn't have. There's, I think it's Awakening. During the main phase, it can target an Artmage card he controls, return it to the hand, and if he does, he can non-target pop a card on my field. Broken. Which is really unfortunate because, like, Doom Dirge protects against targeting, which helps me get into the Drastias sometimes, but with a card like that, it gets past the targeting part. That's not good. He's letting me read it, which appreciate it, big dog, because I had no idea what was going on at the trap card at the time. Anyways, let's see what he does next. Oh, he's still going for roll call here. He goes effect to discard the trap to search. I think he calls Litera. Litera, if you don't know, when it's summoned, can add a Artmage spell or trap in the grave to the hand. Then you can discard it with the field spell again to search Finmill, right? Which is really annoying. Yeah, as you're about to see. He goes effect, add. He goes effect, discard to search. Finmill, if you don't know, is basically a droplet for monsters. You can still respond to it, but like, I think it's up to the different types you control or something like that. So you can negate like 4 or something. I don't know. I just know it's really rough. He's explaining to me the Finmill at the moment. Let's see what he does next. Looks like he's going to a rank 2. Head to Cross Sheep. Okay, summon Finmill. Probably Cross Sheep effect, summon 1, and then go into the 4. I think so. Yeah, Finmill. Finmill effect when it's summoned. Draws a card. Just replaces itself. So good. So he draws. Cross Sheep effect summon. He summons the Glyphair, and I make a joke about how it only summons a level 4 or lower. Not that it matters, because he has the Latera right there. But I thought it was funny anyways. He switches him out. But he does go into the Link 4, I believe, which was my first time raiding this card. I remember it came out in the Spirit Charmers deck, if I'm not mistaken. That card is really good. It's summons 2 back, gains attack. Seems to fit the deck pretty well. I'll go ahead and talk about this card while he's doing it. It's basically Revive 2 with the same attribute and different types, or same type with different attributes. The little Artmage dudes, they're all lights, but it's like a spellcaster, warrior, dragon, right? They're all different, so they can all summon themselves out. But he goes Medius first, so he doesn't have to use his Finmail. He goes 2, 3, 4, obviously, because it's a rank 4. He was thinking about using the Finmail, but I don't think he should. I think he should do it like this, and then go effect summon the Latera and the Finmail. Just in case one of them gets added, he can go Latera effect to summon it back if I drew into the, Fallen on the Virtuous and whatnot. So I think this plays correct, but, some people could say I'm wrong, right? Because if I drew, like, Sphere Mode, I could get rid of, like, the Latera, the Finmail, and the Return, right? Or the Dictatoress. No, probably just the Return, because I can get over Nominee Negate. But, this is what it is. I'm double checking that this card is a once per turn. It's once per face up. So, that's good. Also, the cards it summons, it can't be used as fusion material. That's something you should keep in mind when playing against this card. Because at the moment, his non-finito has an effect to fuse. It can only use itself, the Finmail, and the Dictatoress. So, he has to waste a negate and then fusion summon, which is really good for me. That means he's going to hopefully shotgun one, so I'm going to start with like my weakest card, which I think I should have done, but I think I start with Terminus here. But we'll see what happens. I draw Laura, not the best, right? I didn't really want a normal summon, but it is what it is. I go Terminus, which is a really good card, and it demands an interaction, because it pluses so much, in my opinion. So he goes Dictators to negate. It negates the activation, and with a card like this, if I'm not mistaken, let me know in the comments, it's going to go ahead and not give me the restriction because the card wasn't activated, which is good, I think. Again, let me know in the comments. Also, if you see things that I'm doing wrong or things that I could be doing better, please let me know. I do want to get better with this deck because I think it's really fun, and we go to locals to learn, right? So you might as well teach me while I'm messing up horrendously and giving people anxiety attacks. Anyways, so he stops that. I go for the normal summon Alara effect to set. Because I want to threaten Dictators. Dictators on summon, or Glyphario, right? Either or. Can pop a card on their field. That's why I go for Adrastia. Something to note, he has the counter trap that needs an Artmage fusion material. At the moment, he's used Dictators, so if he goes for non-finito, he would have to use non-finito and the Dictators, so he has the droplets still live. I mean, he could technically use the Finmail and then go Latera Bounce to summon it back. Right, but that seems like a lot of extra steps to lose to like a ghost spell. So, yeah, right now he goes for the effect to fusion summon. He tries to use the Latera, and then I'm like, whoa. That locks him. Which, other than that would have been a great play. Because the Silva would have been really rough for me to deal with there. I wasn't going to make him stick to it, right? It's testing. It's all for the sake of getting better. But he decides to commit to it anyways, just so he's on the fair side. He's reading it, double checking, making sure I'm not, full of it. And he decides to, like I ultimately imagined, use the Dictators and the non-finito. But then he just goes into another non-finito. Sets a Speller Trap, which is good because that means it's just follow-up. But that also means that the counter trap is still live, and I have to keep that in mind. So he sets the Finmail, by the way, is 2400. That's definitely going to come up here in a second. Anyways, so I have these. The counter trap's still live. The negate X amount of cards is still up. The Glyphair pop is still up. If you don't know, Glyphair, the one under the Charmer, can pop a Speller Trap. So I go effect to Adrastia, and I try to equip it to the fusion material. so I can get the fusion guy off the field so the counter trap is dead. And he flips Fallen in the Virtuous. That I kind of expected. That card is glued to his hand. Unfortunate, but again, it's not super unpleasant because I can still keep going. I attempt to go Drasty Effect, I believe, to equip to the Alara. He lets that go. Again, he has the Glyphera still, which I think I'm fine. But he counter traps on the Alara rank up, which is really unfortunate because I really wanted that. I think I said this earlier. I really want the body to stick, but I think I have a way to get past it here in a second. So we'll see if I play this correctly. So he pops both. And then I want him to think I have one final push left, so I go for the Vidolium first. Vidolium effect. He goes ahead and pops it, which is perfect, because that means the last card unknown is the face down he just did. So he has one more interruption with the Finmill. So I go Raider's effect. Double checking that it can't like activate right now or something. I go ahead and pop the Amalth to summon I imagine the level 1 patron. Because, I'm also considering the Gepredo, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm debating on going into the first level 1, because I'm also going to search the Drastia, and I don't want to pop the Raiders, I want to pop the Doomz, so I can search a card afterwards, which is what I think I end up doing. Something I was considering was going into the Gepredo, effect pop the Gepredo to put it in the extra monster zone, to get me back into another Doomz card like Change. Does the same thing, except I don't have to waste the Doomz Power Patron search on anything, or just on a random change, because I think that's what I ultimately end up searching here. But I mean, it's the same thing. It's just one doesn't use the Gepredo, and one uses the Power Patron Doomz card. But I go ahead and equip here. Something I noticed while I was reading the card, Finmill only says during the main phase. So currently, Drastia is at 24 as well. I'm thinking if I go into battle phase and go effect, rank up into the Drastius, it'll be 27. I swing over the Finmill, and then I finish popping the board by going into Dictatorus and things like that. The search is off the Doomz Power Patron, by the way. So I go effect search, which is fine. Shout out Cody. He's a real one, taking off for the night. Anyways, we grab the change. I made the mistake here of not reading my opponent's cards, although it's a proxy, so I don't think I should get like too much of an issue. But that face down trap card's in the grave. Remember, it can bounce a card, non-target pop a card on my control. So when I go into battle phase, which is what I do, and I attempt to rake up, he changes the trap, bounces his card, pops my Drastea. And of course, remember, non-targeting, so it gets past the Doomdare's protection. He tries to negate it, but I'm like, hey, we're in battle phase, nerd. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah, Carlos. Not that it mattered. He had the trap. For future references, I think I go change your SDO target change. Oh, see, that's what it was. That's why I wanted to send the Gepredo first. So when I do that, I can send the Doomz card instead. So let me back up a little bit. When we go effect to summon, we summon Gepredo. Drastia, pop the Gepredo, search the change. So we'll have those two. I activate the change Drastia, pop the change, pop the Doomz card. Search for something else to get me started. Actually, what would I even search? I scoop it up here because I lost off of the send. I don't even think I search anything that gets me out of that. I think just that trap card plus the Finmill really put me in a spot. Because I normal summoned the Alara. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe there was nothing I could do there. But, who knows? If you guys see anything that I did wrong there, something that I maybe should have tried instead, let me know. That was that. Also with the Vidolium, if that went through, I was just going to banish the destruction. Because I didn't think it would be very good there in that spot moving forward. Now we're going into the game 3. And again, if you guys want to see me play any jank decks, anything, any cool ideas that you might have that I can, play around and test with just to kind of get my deck building up, let me know. One of the decks I did want to try here pretty soon was the Red Dragon Archfiend deck. That seems pretty cool. I also play Branded. That's what I was playing right before this. So if you guys want to see me play Branded a little bit, not that I'm the best with it, but I just like how I prefer the pile versions because while it's less consistent, it's more gas than anything else, which I like. But yeah, Just let me know if you guys want to see anything else. Also, we'll do some online videos too. We'll do some testing to really get buckled down, ready for Nats and whatnot. But those will be surprise videos for later. We're talking about decklist ideas. Something I was considering is if he was telling me that people play Chaos Angel, which is interesting because I didn't really see a continuous 6 and 4. But maybe there is that I couldn't see that I didn't think of. But yeah, double checking that it's mine because he got me sleeves. Shout out Carlos for the sleeves. Shout out YGO Ben in the background. Guys, go check out his Whatnot streams. Pretty good. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check him out too. But going first here. Oh, this one's bad. So I didn't know if I wanted to start with the shifter or start with full combo board. But at some point, I go for the full combo board. But at some point, I realized that I'm missing the body because this doesn't work like Terminus. I don't think it does because there's no way to fully pop that dude without using the Raiders, which makes it a little awkward down the line, I realized. So I think I should have just gone for Shifter, Raiders pop the Doomz, search the Amalth effect, search Drastia, pop the Amalth, summon the Drastia, and on the Drastia Shifter. Which I'll do next time, right? But this time around, we're just going to try this weird line on how I can get out of this awkward hand, which it should be full combo, but I think I have to go Vidolium first, and then when I go into Gepredo, then go into Terminus. Because it gets me into the body immediately, as opposed to not, right? Because I just realized that now I can't summon it without having to go into the Adrastia pop to summon, which, I mean, ultimately it's fine with the hand that I have, but it is what it is. We equip, we go effect. Here, if it super loses the bell, right? Because then I have to go Raiders, you Ash Raiders, and I'm cooked. But yeah, there's that. We go effect. Summon the Gepredo back out. We go Doomz effect to search. And search a normal summon. I imagine I didn't want to get Alara in this spot because Alara can either 1 set change or 2 set another Drastia, which we don't need. Feels like a waste of a set to me. But I'm pretty sure I unfortunately just go Alara, normal Alara, set the Drastia. Yeah, I think I should have just set change here. And then I go into Clefairy. Clefairy search destruction so I don't have to pop it. But, it is what it is. Things to learn for next time. I rank up, he's reading things, or he's making sure he's keeping track, I think. We just go into the Dictatoress. He's asking what searched. I was like, yeah, Drastia when it pops. Oh, he's asking which Preto. Drastia effect pops, summon it out because it summons a Doomz card. He's always treated as a Doomz. Normally, with Clefairy, I detach a Drastia, but since I have a Drastia in grave anyways, I did not care. We detached, searched the change. We go change effect to pop. This will get us into the Vergis line, also still getting us into the Drastia, because, Amalth is huge. But we got Raiders effect, summon the Gepredo, pop in the Clefairy. If you don't know, when Clefairy is destroyed by card effect, you can summon a non-Doomz from the grave or deck. So we're just going to go ahead and summon the Amalth here. Amalth effect to search that Drastia for us, which is also a good card. This Drastia that I'm about to search, it can pop a Doomz card I control, summon himself out, and equip a equip spell from deck to him, which is really good because it's all one effect. So here, I go into Vergis. Not that he's playing, Harmonia, but I like to go into this anyways if I can. Omni negate, go Burr. We go Drastia effect. I'm debating here whether I pop the Amalth or the Raiders. I decided to go for the Raiders because when I pop the change in my hand and change pops the destruction, I can go destruction, equip a card to the Amalth so he can still rank up. Which is, I'm pretty sure why I did that. We equip, we go effect to rank up into the Drastius, which if you don't know as well, is a hand, or it's not hand, it's a field or graveyard monster effect negate. Then I go change, we go Drastius, chain onto the change to pop. I see him reading for the effect, and I'm like, it's one of the bullet points. So he goes and he reads it. We go and pop the destruction. Destruction, when it's popped, again, will target a card on the field, equip a monster to it. Change will add one of those Doomz cards in my grave to my hand, and then I can summon. Obviously, we're not going to summon because I'm looking at Shifter in my hand, but It is what it is. Oh man, if that was like Alara, I could have like normaled the Alara, went into Sargus, and then oof, that'd have been really good. I don't think I'd got into the Sargus stuff once tonight. Anyways, this is what it is. We go effect to equip, effect to add back to hand. We set the card, look at shifter, grimace a little bit, and then we keep it pushing. Again, I was playing branded, so I'm like in phase, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. But we pass it up. He draws. In the draw phase, I really don't think it matters. I think it's a little bit better to wait for them to activate something to draw. But I just go ahead and shotgun the Jastia, or excuse me, the Destruction. Anyways, if you don't know, it attaches to or it equips itself to a Doomz Xyz monster, and then the trap card itself gains the effect that your opponent can't add cards except by drawing them, and which is really good for me. He's reading the Amalth here just to understand what it's doing and how it ranks up. Unfortunately, in this spot, I do have a Dictatorus engraved, or however you say that guy's name, the little 4. So he's going to be able to read and see what I'm trying to do, which is unfortunate, but, is what it is. So he goes main phase, activates Harpies, and I chuckle a little bit because I'm like, I kind of don't want to waste this Omni Negate, but I don't think I have a choice, because I think I'd rather have the Droll up and have him have something that deals with it, as opposed to just being able to pop everything and then search whenever he wants, and I only have the 2 negates. Also, bonus effect from the guy in the middle, Jastius. When he negates a card on field or graveyard, I can non-target equip a card. But anyways, Carlos drops talents, showing that he is in fact the better duelist. Rough 2-card combo there, but that's how the game works. He goes for the take, obviously. He's reading the thing because he thinks it gives the monster the effect kind of like Doomdirge does when it's attached, but in this case it doesn't. This card, if I'm not mistaken, says it gains the effect, not the monster, because Doomdirge reads a little differently. Doomdirge says while it's equipped, the monster gains the effect. The trap card doesn't. So he takes it. So for now, he's still under the Droll-like effect, but once he can stick a couple bodies on board, then I'm no longer able to keep the destruction, just because he can link off when he wants to. So, be gone, Dracius. We will miss you. He thinks here for a moment. I'm thinking on what I'm going to do, because I have a Moth still to pop 2 cards. I could pop the destruction to put another card equipped, but I don't think that's going to help too much. He's asking about how it ranks up, and I'm like, as long as it's, as long as a Moth has a card equipped to it, it can do it. It doesn't need to be a technically equipped spell, I don't think. But he's thinking here. I'm contemplating life choices and why I even picked the deck. Jokes aside, it's a good deck. I like it. If you haven't played it, you should try it. Ugh. Then he normal summons Medius. The problem with Medius is now on summon, it's going to summon another body. So if I go effect to rank up into Dictatorus and pop a card, it doesn't matter because he still has that second body to link to and then continue playing. So unfortunately, it puts me in a really bad spot. And he also has the negate. So, of course he does. But, we'll see what he does for now. He summons Gepredo, which is really good because that means he can go into Jupiter. Whenever he destroys it, he can search, get his whole thing going. He decides to do that now with the Jupiter, which I think is fine. Or not, I guess not. Linking works too. He made sure the destruction went to grave. Because now whenever he summons whatever he's about to summon, Gepredo will get the effect to search. Beyond the Pendulum will also get the effect to search, which is really rough for me. I just go ahead and channel Moth here. And then he goes Fallen of the Virtuous. So Carlos is better. Clearly we see that. But he targets pops. Nothing I can do on that one. Still gets the search. So here, I'm going to be completely honest. It's probably just GG's. The only thing that might keep me in the game at this point is Rudris can pop a card when it's destroyed. So we'll see what he does. He adds Terminus, which is like one of the best cards in the game if you're playing the Power Patron stuff. I'm rating Beyond the Pendulum because I know it locks somehow. They have to Pendulum summon after they search if they want to use any kind of monster effects. So we'll see what happens there. So he's just saying that Gepredo searches the Terminus, and Beyond the Pendulum is going to search the Vidolium. And then Albion effect on in phase to set the quick play is going to be a little rough for me to deal with as well. Not looking good, especially with Shifter in my hand to start. But we'll see what happens, I guess. Let's see. Oh, now I'm getting a Moth. There we go. A Moth and Gepredo effect to search because they're both Centigrade. Well, technically one to the face of extra deck zone. Here, I'm going to go ahead and get Drastia and Raiders. The reason I want to do that is because if I can go activate Raiders, activate Drastia, target Raiders, and he negates, I can still do Raiders effect if I draw into a Doomz card. And if I don't, I can also equip, if I still have one, I can equip the Drastia to the monster I summon, the Verudris. And then I can Raiders pop the Drastia and keep playing that way. But we'll see what happens. Let's see how far he lets me get. He goes Terminus, which, yeah, really good card. Nothing I can do to that. Looks like he's sending the Nerva, which has a really good pendulum effect. That card says if your opponent activates a card in response to I believe it's a Power Patron card you control, negate that effect, and then I think it gets destroyed. So it's a pretty good card. It usually forces me to do something when he activates it, but in this case, it's not going to help me too much. Looks like he searches Shade the Obscure, which is a really good card. He goes Vidalium here, because he needs to pin summon. He's double checking that real fast, because I think he was just gonna go for the regular summon. Oh, cool ruling question. So I was wondering if he puts a card in the left or rightmost field center, or excuse me, spell and trap card zone, will it negate the card? Actually, we looked it up later. It doesn't, because unless a pendulum card gets placed in that far right side, it's not considered a pendulum zone. Because Beyond the Pendulum doesn't just negate monster effects, it negates cards in the pendulum zones. But anyways, he go ahead, he pendulum summons, he goes Vidalium effect, summon the Nerva. I'm double checking that it has the destruction thing, which is good because it doesn't target, which is also what I was kind of wanting to check. Or maybe it does, I can't remember. But regardless, it'll get the pop, hopefully. Unless he somehow spins it. But he's checking his cards. Nerva's really good, the one under the Beyond the Pendulum, because that one can pop itself and summon Nerva, the fusion monster, which is when it's either an Artmage or a Power Patron card activates its effect, you can change it to destroy everything your opponent controls, which is very, very good. But we'll see if he gets that far. Well, there's nothing stopping him, but we'll see if he decides to do that, because he is locked into Terminus attacking. So I don't know if that... Well, I guess it's a Power Patron, right? So it'll attack anyways. That's unfortunate for me. Let's see what he does next. Ugh, that's right, and he goes for Field Spell. Again, really, really good card. He sends Terminus, which is why he searched it earlier. The second copy. What is that, Gaflare? Does Gaflare work in this situation? Summon Gaflare, search Latera, or search the Spiller Trap, add Medius, doesn't work. Does Gaflare work? Actually, I don't think it does. You could do alteration effect. I think he's still short a Speller Trap in hand, I believe. Yeah. Or excuse me, not Latera. Oh, add the trap card, the effects in the trap, summon Latera. Latera on summon can add the trap back, send the trap. Okay, no. Yeah, that's still full Artmage combo, if you can call it that. You can tell I'm still salty from these games. But, yeah, he grabs Finmill. Also really good card. That's the droplet card. That'll put me in a bind. He goes for the effect here to go ahead and rank up. Or, not rank up, excuse me. Go ahead and fusion summon. Goes for the Nerva. I believe it's 3300 attack. It's a really good card. Maybe we can get a peek here. Yeah, it looks like 3333. Earth Illusion. Does it say Illusion? It probably says Illusion. Yeah, really good. It can't be destroyed while it has a field spell in the field zone, which I did not know that. But he always has a field spell, so we're good. Let's see what he does next. What is he going to do next? Because he could go 2, 3, 4 into the link 4. Oh, this is where we were both talking about considering something like access code to kind of just clear the board. Maybe it wasn't this game. Maybe it was a different game where he went into like Celine or something like that, where he didn't have to use Terminus but could use the access code to clear the bodies instead. So here you go 2, 2 in the spellcaster to make the 3, 3 summon one back, go into that to 4, get the 3000 attack, which puts it at 53, and then it can pop everything, and then you can do something like the Artmage stuff, bouncing a card or popping another spell or trap, something like that. But we'll see what he does here. Honestly, at this point, I'm just hoping he misplays because he's in a very commanding spot at the moment. Let's see. Looks like a link 3, link 4. Yeah, so it does look like he's going to go for that link 4 play. Not the access code, obviously, right? We're talking about the new Spirit Charmer card, which is very good. But we'll see. I wonder if you could play that in Memento. They don't really match attributes super well. I don't know. That's something I'll have to check. I'm also a huge Memento fan, so maybe I can do a deck list or something like that some other time. Anyways, he goes for the 4. We'll see what he's going to do next, because I'm not sure. I was double checking the grave for 1, the Terminus, to see if my card has to attack or be attacked, and then making sure I had address this, because those are the only real graveyard effects I do have. Let's see what he does. My GoPro made a funny sound, so I was like, I was hoping it was still recording. I really didn't want to send this in to. It looks like he might just be attacking. Something to note when they attack with Terminus, if I'm not mistaken, they can't redeclare with the card, so that can also help with whatever because it's in the damage step. But let's see if that's what he's doing. Would you summon the bodies first? I guess not, right? I guess you do. Apparently he does. I was thinking if I had like evenly, can I even activate evenly if it's not my turn? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Unsure. But he goes for the summon of Finmill, which is good because that's just the droplet. Let's see what he does now. I wonder what card he's reading. Maybe it's Jupiter. Maybe he plays Jupiter. Not sure. But it does not help too much. Oh my god, it's non-finito. There's no way. Yeah, he goes for non-finito here to set a spell or trap, so now I have to deal with the counter trap. Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, he went for the counter trap. So that's one more negate I have to go through. Non-finito is a 24 beater. That on your opponent's turn can quick effect fuse. He's trying to do it now because he's a cheater. But yeah, no, he definitely cannot do that because that would be really rough for me. He can just do it in the main or in the draw phase next turn, but it'd be what it be. I throw the Starlight just to assert a little bit of dominance here. But let's see what he does next. So he goes for the summon of non-finito. Doesn't matter because it's not a power patron, so it doesn't really help push for games still. He goes for the battle now. And he actually kills it, which I think is a mistake because that's going to let me pop the Charmer. Letting me pop the Charmer stops him from summoning back any of the Artmages that are in grave at the moment, which is really good. If he somehow removed it, I don't believe it targets. I really don't think it does. Oh, he counter trap negates it, which sucks. And I was like, yeah, I was just going to hit that. That's a little bit unfortunate because if he got rid of that card, I think I would have just popped the non-finito instead because then he'd have to banish his Nerva. But he doesn't. He negates it. He can still get the summon back whenever he feels like it. And he hasn't yet, which is interesting. He sets Fallen of the Virtuous. He still has the Nerva set. I guess he doesn't have to rush it, right? He can do it whenever he's feeling threatened. I draw Ash Blossom, because that's always great going into a board after your board's cracked. But that does leave me with options. I could always normal summon, attach a Drastia. He's doing non-finito, by the way, quick effect fuse, which is just going to summon the Dictatoress. I'm just making sure it's not in main phase. If it's in main phase, that gives me a chance to do an action first because I have priority as the turn player. Unfortunately, it just says during your opponent's turn. So I just have to eat this Dictatoress here at the second, or however you say those guys' names. Anywho, he's making sure he can still summon this guy's a negate if he has three different types, which he does at the moment. Looks like machine, spellcaster, illusion, and then I believe he's a fairy. So he has at least an extra. So now I'm thinking how I want to order this. I think the game plan is still going to be the same. I'm going to go Raiders, and I think I should be going effect to pop the Raiders. I could also go Raiders effect to pop the card in my hand to summon, but I don't think that's the better play, because if that gets stopped, I truly have nothing at that point. That's not true, because if I go effect pop, he negates it with Dictators. Yeah, hold on, I might be cooking here. Because if I go effect pop, okay, he still has Fallen the Virtuous. I kind of forgot about that. But he can send Ecclesia, pop it, which sucks for me. I think I should have gone Dictators, or excuse me, Drastia to pop. Anyways, gameplay now was probably just normal summon Ash, right? Oh, he's summoning with the dude. He summons Clefairy here, which is honestly the biggest problem. If I could have stopped it, I would have totally. Because Clefairy, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure I've said this in the video already, but it pops the Speller Trap. So when I go for my only play here, it's going to be a little worse for me, but it's not the end of the world. So I got normal summon Ash. Maybe there's a universe where I go Typhon first, and then continue to do shenanigans. But I opt to do Adrastia first to equip, because I want him to respond to the equip spell. If not, I start getting advantage. Something I did not think of was him negating the Adrastia effect to send from my field and then chaining like Nerva to it. I guess he doesn't have to. He just goes Clefairy. Debating what I do here. So I could also go Drastia, target the Adrastia to summon. I wonder if that's what I do. Yeah. I think we're trying to burn that last negate he has with the Artmage card. Oh no, but he just goes Clefairy pop. Yeah, I don't think that was a play. Clefairy pop, it keeps the Adrastia in hand. How does he clear the board? I guess he can just go Finmail Resolution and then go Nerva Wipe. Yeah, it wasn't looking good because the next play is just going to be summon Typhon, which into that board does nothing, right? But alright, is what it is. Looks like Carlos is going to go ahead and steal this one from me. But don't forget to like and comment on this video, and on the next like one or two, I think I'll do round 2 of next week's locals. We'll go ahead and pick that winner from this video. But we'll post all that stuff later. You guys have a good day, and thanks.